Hi Aquarius, welcome to your mid-February reading. The conjunction has passed and I feel like I actually have words again. Mercury has moved into Aquarius, which is very welcome. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you've been with me for a while, February is super tough for me. For some reason I am unable to find the words. That's never an issue. But Aquarius season takes it all out of me. And I have over the years thought that perhaps it is an intellectual reset. We accumulate impressions all year. We have our powerful moments and we have our weak moments. We have moments of great virtue and moments of great vice. And then at the end of the year, the end of the astrological year, we have time to intellectualize and assess. We are able to look back at what we've experienced as if we are a petulant child. Petulant, but also quite precocious. We may not be happy with our summary of the year. We may not necessarily be proud of ourselves, but we are aware at how intellectual and cutting edge the process is of going through your life for the past year and seeing it through a lens of great discretion. Aquarius knows how to choose, even if they don't know how to maintain the choice. This can, however, leave you open to deep regret when your choice didn't work out. If you chose something and it didn't work out, as an Aquarius, that really puts you in a bind because you believe so much in your choices and your ability to choose wisely. So, although this is a time of great healing for you, and romance is really not on your mind, in a way it's there because that healing is from a romance, whether it's current or long gone. And without you knowing it, it's setting you up with this very playful energy and it's attracting people to you, even though you're just not in that mindset whatsoever. So if you find yourself confused in the next 10 days about why people seem to be approaching you so much, I think it's because they see a strength in you that has just recently been accepted by you. So it's always been there and people have always been able to see it. But for lack of a better term, it wasn't quite blooming. But once you acknowledge your power and no longer miscategorize it as a liability, and you begin to own it, and you begin to own who you are, how you are, why you are, it gives us all quite a jolt. It lets us know that you are back. You have pulled yourself out of the doldrums, and whatever brought you down, whether that was a person or a situation within which a person was bringing you down, you have clawed your way back up to the top. And so you are very interested in healing and not much else. But again, healing and the ability to choose healing, the ability to be aware enough to know that you need to heal and give yourself that time and space is glorious, and it's very attractive to other people. So even though you don't want it, it's there. If you're single, you're a magnet. But if you're with someone, things can get a bit spicy, a little Taurus level sexual. And why not? If you're an established couple, you're at that stage where, this energy puts you in that space of, I like you, I love you, I want to be with you. I just want this to be a little bit more exciting. And regardless of who your partner is, you're feeling the same way. You're very happy in whatever you're in. You're not at all discontent, but it would be great if it was a bit, if there was a little sazon in there, it would be really nice. So for established couples, that spiciness, it comes from an unlikely source. It comes from feeling really established and strong. Usually our spicy impulses and our spicy relationships are the result of perceived inadequacy, insecurity, right? Nobody fucks you like a crazy bitch, right? Nobody has better dick than a dude who doesn't have shit going on for him. That. But you're just not there anymore. Your attraction doesn't come from any gaps or any toxicities or being attracted to anyone else's gaps or toxicities. You're finally feeling pretty close to complete on your own. But you're keenly aware that you're still healing, but it's confusing because the way people are treating you, it's like they feel like you're back on the market completely. Like, let's go. Let me lock this person down. So be careful, because you have to listen to yourself. Of course, everyone loves that feeling, but if you're not ready for it. If it's too soon. If the healing is still progressing. Now, if you're in an established relationship and you're doing this healing with a partner, this is one of those glorious times where it works, where your partner is actually super supportive. And if there's something new you want to try, something like sexy or kinky you want to get into, perfect time to approach it. Your partners are definitely in a space of wanting you to feel super appreciated and wanting you to feel like you are, they want you to feel acknowledged for what you do all the time, but it's on this like low key. They never want to mention that you do these things all the time. They don't want to embarrass you. They don't want to embarrass themselves. They know that you do those things because you're a conscientious person, so they don't want to make a big deal out of it. But then once a year, it does feel like people in your life take stock and are like, man, this person's really wonderful. Like, this person does a lot that just goes unsaid, and I feel like celebrating them. I feel like giving them whatever they want. And yeah, that's what you're getting from them, especially in an established relationship or in a deep friendship. Those of you who are super close to your siblings or parents, you have this sense of them appreciating you quietly throughout the year. But at this time of year, they really want to make you feel special. Excuse me. They really want to do what you want to do. And I would advise you to embrace it, especially within couples, because you have a tendency to, like, once you're in a couple, play it like a little too cool. And I guess it makes sense, it keeps people interested, and also it gives you the space that you need, and it also doesn't crowd your partner. But right now, that may read a little bit cold. If people are being like really hot towards you and you do love them and you do want to be around them, just reciprocate a little bit. They'll be very appreciative. Now, let's talk about money. It's really important for you to start even the smallest of rainy day funds. It's really important, even if you're putting away like $5 a week, $1 a day, $7 a week, whatever it is. It's really, really important psychologically for you to start doing this. Why? Well, if money is tight right now, there is a push coming. You can't ignore your finances long enough for the push to just come out of nowhere and take care of your problems. You're going to have to acknowledge your financial issues and then wait for the push that will bring all of that out of your way and clear the table in front of you. But you can't ignore it and just wait for something to come in and solve it all. I know that it's really tempting. You can get to a certain place when it comes to finances, taxes, mortgages, where you can feel super defeated and it just doesn't matter anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm not even going to address it. But you have to address it. You have to look at it, if for no other reason than to give your mind a little bit of calm so you can wait for that push that'll clear the table. Now, how am I going to make myself more calm? By actually looking at it. Well, you'd be surprised at how much running anxiety depletes your energy when you're trying not to think about something. It's actually way more tiring to not think about something than it is to just deal with it head on. So let's say you deal with it head on. Worst case scenario, you look at your money situation, you look at your tax situation, you look at your savings, or you look at your debt situation and you think, fuck, there's really no way for me to solve this. You would be really surprised to know how even that acknowledgement is going to make your cortisol levels drop drastically, and you will be in less of a heightened fight or flight state just because you chose even that simplest of admissions, right? So that's the spirit of dealing with your finances right now. It's not that you need to figure out exactly what you're going to do. It's more that ignoring the thing is causing a lot more stress than actually just dealing with it in that we're just acknowledging it. Not that we're dealing with it or getting anything done. That's far ahead still. Just acknowledging that this is happening, and then being able to soothe yourself, being able to calm yourself and say, okay, yeah, this is happening, but also I know everything's going to work out for me. I know things are going in my favor, even though it doesn't in this moment look to me like they're going in my favor. I know that this is actually in my favor. And within that realization, you will see doors open up, doors out of your situation that you didn't think were there. Okay? Doors that you couldn't perceive, not because they weren't there. You just couldn't perceive them. You didn't have the language for them. You didn't have the dream big enough for them. You didn't have the goal. You didn't have the impetus. Whatever it was that you needed to get there, you didn't have it. But now you do. So it's time. Financial maturity. You know, a lot of you have been on the financial maturity journey for quite some time. It started with financial awareness, financial responsibility, and now we're moving into financial maturity. And for those of you that we were just speaking about acknowledging things, even if you're not ready to solve them, that first step of acknowledgement in financial maturity is so important, because everything comes from there. Everything comes from the admission that indeed something needs to be fixed, instead of just sticking your head in the sand. Yeah. So emotional maturity is on the way. And with that, of course, comes an inspired amount of money. Of course. Because you'll be calmer. Because even if nothing gets solved today, you will have admitted to yourself that there is an issue that needs to be solved. Even that will make things calmer. As soon as you're calmer, your intuition, your creativity, that inner voice is going to start talking again. And once that starts to talk, you're going to get some more, inshallah, incredible ideas. And you'll be able to implement those as you wish. Therefore, creating more money with those ideas. Okay? So this is beneficial to you on all levels. This emotional maturity will help you with things that you really don't think are in any way related, especially something as ephemeral as creativity. And then I have written here, the best resource is people you know and the people they know. There's no way to buy that, you know? If there's something you're trying to get off the ground in one way or another, the people you know and how they think about you and what they say about you and how they feel about you is to a large extent the determining factor in how the world responds to you. Because you have to take it for granted almost that the reaction that you're getting from the people around you is pretty similar to the way that the universe that made all these people is also reacting to you. So the word of mouth from now until mid-March really makes or breaks you. Either you have done and said things that finally are unearthed and revealed and people can actually see exactly who you are, right? Or people can't stop talking about how wonderful you are, how glorious you are, how beautiful you are, how helpful you are, how resourceful you are. And this will create the kind of buzz that you want. Money can't do that, right? So you are evolving past where most of us play, the playground where most of us are. You're evolving past that. You're beginning to understand yourself very completely as a brand. Your personage, your heart, your mind, it's a brand, right? And the best way to market that brand, you're realizing, is to have these really genuine people in your life who see what you and your brand are about and want to share that information. You can't buy someone to want to share your stuff. They have to want to. You know what I mean? No one's watching them when they're sending this video to their ex or to their best friend or to, like, that's an inspired choice made by the person viewing the art. Okay? So there's a bit of tension tied up in these cards, and it has to do with this very fixed energy of being in the body, right? There's a lot of localizing in the body, getting stuck in the body, being heavy and materializing in the body, not being able to kind of ascend past it, ascend and get out of it. Even when we're going to our highest pinnacle here, we're stuck in the physical and in the body. So a word of advice here for the next month from now until mid-March, it's really important to move the body. Feel your awareness within the body, breathing into the body, noticing the breath, noticing where it goes, basically lighting yourself back up with that oxygen and the spatial awareness of your body. Once you start moving it, once you start breathing in and out of it, what will happen is a lot of what's being stored in your muscles is going to start to come out. You're feeling full, like one more thing and you're going to break. And the best way out is to create that release for yourself instead of it happening, you know, just spontaneously. You don't want that. You don't want spontaneous combustion, please. You want to be able to control that moment of release. And as a way to cope with your overactive mind, you know, you want and have found a way to counteract that and have some peace. So hold on to it. Hold on to that knowledge. Work the body every day. Let your body live. Let your body move. Let your body breathe. Let your body purge, you know, through sweat and tears, all the tension being held in your muscles. Because your muscles are taking you to the point where it's like you have no choice but to do something different. The way things are working doesn't work anymore. You need a new way to work, and your body's telling you that. Your body's always going to be there to tell you that. First thing. Okay? So in the extended, we're going to talk about the year of the rabbit and how to cultivate a daily practice within that year, especially when it comes to rest. We're going to be talking about attracting your tribe, which is a huge thing this month. And then we're going to talk about that trust that we have within ourselves and the shaky ground sometimes that we're on with that. Yes? I love you. Happy birthday. Happy Valentine's Day. That conjunction took me under, baby. I'm glad Mercury's in Aquarius and we found the words. I will see you in the extended.